Good morning to you on this Wednesday in Holy Week. While you are likely watching this on Wednesday or sometime thereafter, I'm recording it on Tuesday at our monthly Pantry on the Go event. It's a little different given the impact of the coronavirus on our communities, but we have a drive-through event today with a dozen or so volunteers out helping to distribute food with masks and gloves into cars as they drive forward. At one of these events, we often provide food for hundreds of people that are our neighbors, that are hungry and that have a need. And during times like this in a pandemic, food insecurity is very much on the increase. So how we are called to share what we've been given, how we are called to be generous with the gifts that we have. Earlier today, the Maryland Food Bank delivered over 7,000 pounds of food to us. It was amazing to see it, and it's amazing to see it go out. So many miraculous things happening. As I think about the miraculous in my own life, and I remember the ways in which Jesus preaching and teaching to thousands of followers around him, the time would come in the day when people would get hungry. And the disciples didn't know what to do, and Jesus said, you give them something to eat. And it was in those miraculous moments that Jesus fed thousands. It's hard to imagine that scene in our own lives, perhaps, but in times like this, in crises, I can feel God working through the people that I'm in community with. I can feel Christ present with us. I can see Christ present in those who come forward with hunger, with need for healing, with a longing for peace. The doors of our facility that are just above me here say while the building is closed, this church is very much opened. As I experience the openness and free flow of God's love in our lives, as I'm inspired by the outpouring of generosity and love of people, I give thanks to God for you and for the ways that you give in support of not only St. Thomas Epiphany Episcopal Parish, but of our community center here. I think of the collect in the back of the Book of Common Prayer on page 827 that goes, Almighty God, whose loving hand has given us all that we possess, grant us grace that we may honor you with our substance, and remembering the count which we must one day give, may be faithful stewards of your bounty, through Jesus Christ our Savior. Amen. As you're called, as you're called to share the gifts that you've been given, as you hear those words of Jesus, you give them something to eat. I wonder how, in this crisis, you are being fed. I wonder how you are feeding others. There's a song that we sing sometimes during the offertory that's a simple verse, and it goes like this. The eyes of all wait upon you, O God, and you give them their food in due season. You open wide your gracious hand and satisfy the needs of every living creature. As we look to God to provide for our every need, as we give thanks for all that we've been given, we must also remember the responsibility we have to love our neighbors as ourselves. And in that great commandment to love God and to love our neighbors, aren't we all changed? And isn't the world changed through us? On this day in Holy Week, may you discover anew the ways that God is feeding you and that you are feeding others. Christ's peace be with you.